Joined here at the Thornbury Surfacing Stadium with Chippenham coach Joe Sharples. Joe, obviously Gary's a little bit busy at the moment, attending to a few bits and pieces, who sent his trusty steward out. Talk us through your thoughts, Sharps. It was an incredible game of football.
Yeah, for the neutral, fantastic match. Frustrating from our point of view. First 20-25, we're probably as good as we have been this season. Blew them away, deservedly 2-0 up, and then was managing the game really well. And then obviously refereeing decisions have gone against us. Probably can't really argue with it. Sort of some things for some of our boys to probably learn from and quickly. And then of course it's the perfect scenario for them. They've got 70 minutes, maybe a bit less, to go and chase the game. And yeah, we're unfortunate to lose it at the death. But in terms of the effort and the application, and we even could have won it right at the death at 3-3. Really pleased.
Yeah, we'll talk about the initial sort of 15-20 minutes, Joe. I think it was a general consensus that everyone around us also thought it was as good as we played all season. We opened the scoring very early doors. I think it's something at 8 minutes. Owens had a little magical dance through and it's gone in at the back at 2-0. I know you've been in football a long time, but big decisions, they turn games of football on their head. After 28 minutes, Freddie Grant picking up a booking for time wasting. He's had a look at the video. He's had the ball in his hands for 6 seconds, and then 20 seconds later, he's got caught in an entanglement. For you, Joe, is that the kind of thing that you want to be seeing in a game? I mean, it looked like the referee was very willing to get it out tonight.
No, it's frustrating. However, we know what the new rules are, and probably, I think Freddie's probably had 3/4 throws where he's taken longer in the build-up to it. So, we can stand here and criticise officials, and I do think the new rules are a little bit over the top, but they are what they are. We know what they are. Freddie knows what they are. And yeah, he's obviously taken the yellow, and then 10 seconds later had a heavy touch, and I'd argue that's a yellow, but given the circumstances and the timing, obviously they're straight round the ref, and he's reaching for the second yellow.
And you said there had a good 70 minutes for Taunton to come back in the game, and come back into the game they certainly did. It was probably one of the most entertaining first 15-20s, coupled by probably the most entertaining last half hour I can remember here in a long time. Taunton get one back through Jarve, then Spokes scores an absolute worldie of a goal and thinks that we've sort of got the game on lock. Seconds later, Sternie goes through and he comes back to bite us in the bum, and then right at the death, Ollie Chamberlain, it needed a moment of quality, and he certainly got one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Look, I mean, they put so many balls in. They've probably had 50-60 crosses, and actually other than the third, a lot of their goals have come from little ricochets, and it's fallen right for them, so we feel a bit aggrieved by that. But yeah, the scenario, I think, for the type of team they are, for as direct as they are, it's the perfect scenario in terms of attacking down the hill, bombing it into the box, winning seconds, recycling. Yeah, so it was a real challenge for us, and unfortunately we just couldn't quite hold on.
And of course for yourself, Joe, you're not just the first team coach, you're also the academy manager. You wear a lot of hats here at Chippenham, and we joke about it all the time, but I suppose it's great to have you in front of the camera to speak about your own pride of the fact that with this model and the way that it's working at the moment, we're seeing Mal Nichols has just made his third start in a row. Marcel Lewis has come off the bench twice, nearly to a fantastic impact at the end, crossing for Windsor. It arguably could have ended up 4-3, and we're talking hero time at that point. Seeing these lads come through for yourself into the first team model, it's got to fill you with a real sense of achievement and also a sense of pride.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Mal's been superb. Even when he came on, he's earned his start and is arguably now like a starter until he loses the shirt. So it's really pleased. It's good for the other boys in the system that have come in. We've got a lot of new players, and they can see that pathway to come through. So yeah, really pleased for Mal, pleased for Marcel. I thought he had a really good impact on Saturday in the game. Today was a really tough one for him because we're defending, but obviously again injuries, we've been a little bit unfortunate, and yeah, he's had to come in and sort of run about for us. But yeah, both boys, as well as obviously Leighton, Will and Kane, who are now sort of established, Dan Ellison as well, it's all really positive.
And I suppose it's the proverbial big couple of weeks now at home for you, Joe, starting with Maidstone on Saturday, but you've been drawn at home in the FA Cup. You were here last year. Great memories, of course, of our FA Cup run from last year, so we get a chance to kick that off. But firstly, it's a big test in the league in the terms of Maidstone coming down here. We know what they're capable of.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, obviously they played, when prepping for Taunton played Maidstone last week, and they're a good side, a very athletic side. So us playing with 10 men for such a long period of time is not ideal. But no, look, we'll recover and sort of prep as we always do, and go in there with confidence, because like I said, when it was 11v11, we back ourselves to sort of play through and round any team in this league, and I thought we were, and obviously that decision had a massive impact on the mentality of the game, and we're naturally going to end up dropping back and defending. So hopefully we get our stuff right, stay with 11, and we can make a good 20, a good 60, 70 minutes.
Well, Joe, for you and your management team that have been sort of here now for a good couple of years, forming runs seems to be a thing that you guys are very good at. It's another point today, which isn't to be sniffed at against a side that have made such a cracking start. We'll see you on Saturday against Maidstone, see if we can grab another.
Cheers.
Well done, mate.